When life does not go according to your plan, when your tomorrow is taken away from you, what will you do? Dearest friends, the long walk to Emmaus, seen in the Gospel of Luke chapter 24, 13 to 35, is one of the most human moments in the Gospels. It was not a story of triumph, at least, not at first. It was a story of a shattered dream, a story of cognitive dissonance, a story of depression. The Gospel narrates the story of Cleopas and his companion, who were eyewitnesses to the tragic event that happened in Jerusalem. Their Lord and Master had been taken away, crucified and buried by the chief priests, elders, and reigning government. For them, it was a misnomer because by his activities, all hope was on him. They believed him to be their political messiah, endowed with the possibility of liberating them from the hands of the Roman authority. But then, their hope was gone, their dream shattered, and their tomorrow taken away. And so, they were downcast, they were sad, they were depressed. They were not just mourning a friend, they were mourning their future. They said, "We had hoped that he was the one who was going to redeem Israel." Notice the phrasing, "we had hoped." Their faith had shifted into the past tense. The disciples were experiencing the death of a vision, which is often harder to process than physical death. People have told stories of how they were stuck in their position because someone they had hinged their hope on, someone they believed in, have gone to the world beyond, and so they made little or no progress. If you find yourself in this position, may God deliver you from the death of your vision. Amen. The apostles were stuck in an uncomfortable situation, in an uncomfortable middle ground between traumatic events and uncertainty of tomorrow. As they were processing this, there was an information overload. They received a shocking report from the women about the empty tomb, but they could not process it. What is the meaning of this? What is the significance? The New Community Bible calls it a seemingly nonsensical story. Why? Because it has not happened. It will never happen. Dearest friends, when you are overwhelmed with issues, circumstances, troubled situations, when you are in deep grief or burnout, bear it in mind that our brains often filter out hope, even when it is staring us in the face. We often become blind to solutions because our minds are locked in the problem. Seeing their overwhelming state of confusion and grief, Jesus registered his presence. His presence moved them from just being lonely and isolated into a community and majority, for one with God is majority. Next, he took up their story. He took up their narrative that tells the story of the death of the actor, their story that narrates the defeat at the cross. He started reframing the story. He started restructuring the story. He started reshaping the story to read the story of victory through the cross. The story that read end of discussion now reads discussion continues. The story that read, "They have no wine," now reads, "abundance of wine." Next, there was a psychological shift, and it ushered in the burning of hearts. The chaos of the last 3 days was finally given a cosmological place within the larger and meaningful structure. Finally, their story started clicking. Their story started making sense. Dearest friends, the Emmaus Experience teaches us that God is often closest when we feel checked out. The apostles felt abandoned, but they were actually being escorted. If you find yourself in the past tense of your faith today, remember, the story is not yet over. You might just be in the middle of the walk. Your story has not ended. Your story continues. If you find value in this episode, comment, like, and share so that others will gain value from it.